TD Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Zyman, your State Farm insurance agent. Scott can help you save money bundling your home and auto insurance. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Zyman and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. For delivery or pickup, call 815-758-8116 or go to pizzavilla.com. My Insurance Guys in Sycamore, family-owned, local, reliable. My Insurance Guys cover Medicare to auto and everything in between. Call us in Sycamore at 815-899-0950. My Insurance Guy, business, auto, home, life, and health at myinsurancegyguy.com. And Elder Care Services of DeKalb County, safe, secure, and supported, helping you stay at home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdekalb.org.
Also brought to you by Blue Silo Orchard. Blue Silo Orchard would like to invite you to their orchard at 19387 Tower Road in Rochelle. You can find us on Facebook at Blue Silo Orchard for up-to-date hours. We now have a variety of apples and pears and along with pumpkins and even some sunflowers left. You can find us on Facebook at bluesiloorchard.com. That's bluesiloorchard.com. And welcome into TD Ryan Unleashed, Freezing for Food, Let's Talk Turkey 25, podcast number 1. Honored to have privilege with us from the Salvation Army of DeKalb County. Joining us is Jim Spencer. Jim, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you?
I should give you your title. Is it Lieutenant Jim? What?
No, just Jim.
Just Jim. All right, what we like you is just Jim anyway. I want to remind people the Salvation Army, they're dedicated to doing the most good. I love that expression. We are made up of thousands of officers, soldiers, staffs, volunteers, donors, and partners working together to holistically meet the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of our most vulnerable neighbors. We do this through programs designed to combat homelessness and hunger, provide safe space for kids after school and on weekends, and achieve and maintain sobriety and give hope to the hopeless. So that's quite a statement there, Jim, and quite an admirable thing to want to do.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a wide variety of things that we provide, services we provide at Salvation Armies around the world. It's wonderful to know that no matter where you go in the world, if you come in contact with the Salvation Army, you're going to run into some type of program like you've listed there. Not necessarily at everyone, but right. There's going to be something along those lines at every Salvation Army that's in the world.
Whatever you need, doing the most good. I love that too. And you talk about the emotional and spiritual needs too, because I always think liken to the Bible where you give a man a fish, he eats for a day, but you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And you guys are teaching people how to fish as well as giving them that fish.
Yes, for sure. We work with them. We provide information and services, not only the direct service of giving them a food bag. We have information available. We have resources available, partnerships that we work with in the community to help people get through their difficult situation.
Yeah, and the spiritual part, I would say almost not more important than obviously feeding somebody. But you're a struggling mother and you have 3 kids and they're not having any food. At least you can take that particular worry off her mind and know the kids have the food. But then you got the other worries as well.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that Salvation Army is not necessarily widely known for is the fact that we're a church. Holiness-based movement, and we've been in operation since 1865 as a church. And so the Salvation Army is in 135 countries, and we have worship services every Sunday.
I love that. I always remember from the MASH TV show with Colonel Potter saying there's no atheists in foxholes. And often we see when we get near death or a medical situation, we turn back to religion, don't we?
Absolutely, we do. And it's good to know that it's there. We've just experienced that recently. With the issues that have happened in our political scene recently, when people have turned back to the religion in mass, and it's
no pun intended.
Good to see. Yeah, absolutely.
In mass, yeah. Very good. So I want to remind the Salvation Army here in DeKalb County, and we always want to emphasize, right, Jim, that you guys serve all of DeKalb County. You're located in the city of DeKalb, but you serve all of DeKalb County.
Yes.
And the hours that you guys keep for the food pantry, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Thursday nights from 5 p.m. to 6:45. The food pantry is closed on the 3rd Monday of each month. Social services by appointment only, and general office hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2 p.m., and closed on Fridays. But obviously, you call over there at 756-4308. That's, of course, the 815 area code. You're going to be able to schedule an appointment with you guys and get the help that you need, right?
Yes, we take calls when the office is open, and then those appointments are scheduled for the variety of services that we have available to the community when our funding is available to do that.
And we want to mention your lovely wife, Jennifer. So I remember talking to you guys before when you were on WLBK that you kind of got late into the Salvation Army, right? In both of your lives, is that right?
No, actually, we both were early 20s when we started ministry. We've been in ministry now almost 30 years.
Oh, God bless you.
So, yeah. Just been here in DeKalb just the last year in administrative role.
I was going to joke you've been everywhere, but you went a lot of time in Florida, right? And then you were in Kentucky as well?
We did. We've spent time there, and Virginia, and here in Wisconsin and Michigan. We've spent a lot of time at a lot of places.
Now, I liken it to the fact I told you before that I had an uncle who was a priest, and he would often be moved around to different parishes and trying to understand that. And you can see both sides of that. I mean, obviously, my uncle was beloved at every parish that he was in, and it was tough for him to leave that. But to meet new people and bring the message to new people, that's very important. And I guess that's why they move you guys around too, huh?
It is, absolutely. It's one of those things, it's a catch-22 kind of a thing. We
Yeah.
don't want you to move, but we want you to move because we have people in need. But we don't necessarily want you to move because we don't want to upset your balance and where you're at right now. But we understand that when we go into the ministry, that's part of what the requirements are for us in the Salvation Army.
All right, very good. Again, I also want to mention Gary Billings over there, the food pantry coordinator. We talked to Bill Finucane, who's just a tremendous individual, volunteers over there. And he talks about the volume of people coming through needing food here locally in DeKalb County.
It's remained steady. We still see regular numbers that we haven't really seen a decrease in anything at this point in time. We're anticipating some additional increase depending on how things play out going into the end of the year here, but we're ready. We're handling it.
Now, I know you're not an economist, but how does that play out in terms of a week? Like you said, you can be just as busy during good times as bad times.
We're at the whim of the economy for sure. We don't have any control over it, but we have to be prepared for it no matter what. And, as we hear things that are coming from decisions that are made in our government and decisions that are made, whether it's nationally or locally, those things do affect us, and we are ready for them when they arrive.
That's great. I want to mention Walt's staff. I want to mention Walt, too, the great work that he does there. And Elena Lara, right, administrative assistant as well.
Correct.
So God bless all you guys. It's wonderful what you do. And then let's talk about now, we have the event coming up, Let's Talk Turkey. Now, it's funny because we at the radio station, we didn't know how long this event's been going on. We think it started somewhere in the late 80s, but we're talking with Jim from the Salvation Army in DeKalb County and talking about the Let's Talk Turkey event. So people collect turkeys, and again, every year the DeKalb Fire Department comes through with a lot of turkeys. They actually bring them in for us. That's great, but a lot of different people individually. And we know turkeys are a difficult thing to bring. You go to the store, not difficult to do that, but we're also accepting monetary donations as well.
We do,
right?
absolutely. Straight up monetary donations can be made to the Salvation Army, dropped off at our office or mailed to our office. And that money is put forward to purchase additional turkeys if necessary, or additional supplies if we don't happen to get enough donated from our local churches.
And this is a unique thing, isn't it, Jim? Because we're just focused on this one event, this one thing. We want to get people a holiday meal, and that's what this particular event brings all that together, right?
Yes, one particular event, and it's a great opportunity to reach out and to be involved with both those in need as well as those that want to support us and help us to get that food raised.
And tell us about the logistics of this. So you collect the turkeys there at the Salvation Army. Then I remember you used to use laundry baskets and things for the other side dishes. And how do you coordinate that with the churches to get all that together?
We send out a list of the items that we'd like to have in the baskets to the churches. They just actually went out last week, the letters did. And they get a list of the items, and then they can, if they're not able to collect those items within their church group, they can even send us the money, and we will purchase those items for those baskets. They bring them to us the day before the event, and we match them with the turkey, and folks come along and pick up their turkey baskets.
So nobody's coming up short, right? Nobody's not getting a holiday meal.
Nope, we do our best to make sure that the baskets are all as identical as we can get them. And then if we happen to financially run short on something, then we go ahead and submit and add to it from what we have in our supplies.
And throwing some numbers at people, I know you don't have them readily at hand, but what did we do, like 800 last year? Was it?
I think we did 750 last year.
750 last year. Okay, so that's tremendous. That's great.
And we're continuing and planning to do at least that many this year.
Okay, so again, November 21st, which is a Friday, right there at the Salvation 9th and Grove Street is where you guys are located at. And people can just come right up and pull right up and just drop off a turkey or a monetary donation.
Absolutely. We'll be there.
That's going to be great. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And again, we don't have the radio station behind us this year, so we're asking people that are hearing this right now to spread the word and let people know November 21st, Salvation Army, 9th and Grove Street. We're collecting turkeys or monetary donations. And help us out if you can. And again, all of it's staying right here locally, right, Jim? It's not going anywhere else.
It all stays locally right here to help the people in this county.
And then we have Freezing for Food that's coming up again. Unfortunately, we have to do them very close together because that's going to be coming up on December 4th, 5th, and 6th on the weekend, the first weekend in December. And we're going to be over there at HY-VEE Shopping Center. I want to thank Gus and the gang over there at HY-VEE for making room for us. Shadow, the unofficial mayor of DeKalb, who works there as well, helped us arrange that. I want to thank our friends at Blackhawk Moving and Storage for providing the Go Mini that we're going to put lots of food in there, hopefully, as well. And Barry's Backyard Sheds for providing the shed for us as well. But that's a wonderful event for me, myself, Jim, because we get to meet all the donors that people drop off money for the event, and they know how important it is, especially around the holidays, right?
Absolutely. And having had the opportunity last year to stop by and see you and freeze along with you for a short while, excuse me, it was good to see those folks as they just drove up and literally handed food out the window or unloaded their trucks or their cars. And I know Bill was there for a long time with you and helps out in that particular program. But yes, again, it's one of those things that we add after the Thanksgiving giveaway that we do. We have to replenish those food stocks, and so we work at that and then go right into the new year and continue on the services that we do.
Yeah, I want to give Ken Donald a shout out as well. I think the one that most got to me was the little girl who I break down every time I say it. They gave me her birthday money, and she had heard that there were kids that didn't have cereal, and she couldn't get over the fact that there were kids that didn't have cereal that wanted cereal. So she insisted when she handed us the money from her birthday party that money go to buy cereal for kids. I mean, and that lesson is going to stay with her the rest of her life.
Yeah, that's one of those things that is. It's a great opportunity for us to share that information with the community, to help people understand that it's not just a program, but it's actually people's lives that are being changed and impacted by what they give to us, and we in turn give out to them.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to watch. And of course, Bill Finucane, who volunteers over at the food pantry, tells us this food goes in for several months, right, Jim? I mean, you're still using it in May and April.
Yes, we do. It's a very good fundraiser for us. It does help us get through those early part of the year when we're expecting to see a slowdown, but unfortunately in the last several years we have not. But it's good to have that replenishment there and be able to continue the services that we do.
And the food pantry has evolved so much. I know just in the time I've been there, I was there to watch when the new freezers went in, to have refrigeration to be able to give milk to families and things. And then, of course, you have the produce. Tell us about that, how we're getting fresh food and healthy food to people as well.
We are a part of a network that picks up donated items from the various grocery stores in town, and we bring in fresh produce that's available to us, and dairy items and all kinds of other things that we get donated, and we pick those up every day of the week, and they're here for our families and those that come to us in need.
And folks that haven't been to the food pantry don't know. Tell us, it's like a little mini market, isn't it?
It is.
You get a little cart and go through.
We have decided and set up several years ago the idea of allowing the clients to shop for themselves and pick what they know that their family will eat, rather than simply taking a bag that we suggest that they take and may not use any of that food that we give them. And so they have made comments to us. They enjoy the fact that they get to choose what they will have for their families. We do have limitations on some of the items based on what's donated or what's purchased for us. But yes, they do enjoy that. There's lots of conversation going on while clients are in the room with our volunteers as they walk through and collect their food, and have those discussions, and stories are told all over the place about what the Salvation Army has done for families in need.
Well, I've told the story numerous times because it's happened times and time again where people will walk up to me when we're doing freezing for food, and 5 different occasions where people give me $500. I don't know what it's about $500, but 5 $100 bills. And I asked them their name, and they wouldn't even give me their first name. They said that the Salvation Army helped them. And a lot of times when they were kids and they helped their parents, right? And that they still remember that when they get older and want to give back like that.
Yeah,
so
it's wonderful to hear those kind of stories. We also have a lot of our veterans that were helped by the Salvation Army during the wars. And they remember us to this day. They almost exclusively get a story of a war, a veteran, when they've come to speak with us and drop us a donation, whether it's at the Red Kettles when we're out during Christmas, or at the Freezing for Food or turkey donation time as well.
Yeah, and I remember, was it World War I with the girls making donuts up at the front, and they went up to the front line, right?
Yes,
the one that did that.
Yep.
What a story!
Make the donuts in the metal hats that they were wearing.
What a legacy! Wow, that's amazing too. Well, Jim, I was looking up you and your wife and I see you were office manager. Your history here, but I want to talk about about executive leadership, Salvation Army for 25 years. Go over some of the stuff you've done: fundraising, obviously, social service, recruiting, strategic planning, public speaking, which you're very good at that. Board development, community and public relations. Tell us about how that you get out and let yourself be known in the community. The way
we take opportunities like we are right now. Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
On the podcast, when you were on the radio, we do that. We have visitation that we go out and do with folks in the community. We have various network partners that we attend meetings with and get our name out to the community. We're applying for grant money from various agencies in town, so they get to know who we are. We represent the Salvation Army at all of those events, and then whatever media we can get, we use, and absolutely use it to get our message out.
I've worked with a lot of nonprofits. I understand grant writing is a unique talent unto itself, right? Because it's not easy to write a grant.
It's not easy to write a grant because you got to be able to know what they're looking for specifically to be able to determine if it's something that you can get the funding for, and it's always a challenge.
Disaster response and management. Now, how has that been?
Disaster response is an ongoing thing the Salvation Army does provide, predominantly hydration services and spiritual and emotional care during disasters. We've been watching the 2 hurricanes off the East Coast as they were approaching, and I know the Salvation Army, having served in the Southern Territory, was prepared for that, anticipating what might happen, but it's relief this morning to hear that they've been able to stand down because they're expecting to pull out to sea and not cause any major damage in the interior of the states that are there affected. But It's an ongoing process. We, again, help thousands of people every year through a variety of different things, both nationally and locally.
I'll say locally, we had some fires here locally, and again, we know families get displaced, and I know, having been very close to somebody who's lost their home to a fire when I was young, how emotional that is to the family, because not only, just losing everything and then realizing that you might have lost your kids. There's a lot going on there, isn't there?
There is, absolutely. And people, don't always understand that we're there to provide the physical need of the food or the hydration, but we're there also for the spiritual and emotional care. We can pray with people. We can have them to our office and visit with them if it's necessary, ongoing. We're not licensed psychologists or anything like that, or psychiatrists, but we do offer emotional and spiritual care from that standpoint.
That is great, too. And domestic violence, Shannon, we talk to our friends with Safe Passage all the time, and we talk about what a difficult thing that is, especially when there's children involved. And thank God you're there again to provide some relief and some support for those folks.
Yes, we do. And not particularly in this community. We're not involved with the domestic violence shelter, but we did in one of our appointments in Florida run one. And it is a challenging aspect, especially in light of the climate in our society today and the disregard for life. But it's also an opportunity to see people get back on their feet and families be sometimes reunited, but if not, just moved on to a different chapter in their life and be able to put their lives back together and get back to living.
And inevitably, we see that they give back to the Salvation Army. It's a great cycle to get involved with there.
Yes, they do.
And holiday assistance, we talked about that too. Domestic violence, we talked about youth character building, because we just had our friends here from Trash Squirrels here in DeKalb. I don't know if you know that organization. They go around picking up garbage here in the area. And they talk about getting the kids involved and the kids learning, let's pick up trash, and then they'll stay with them the rest of their life. I'm guessing it's the same thing spiritually with the young person. You teach them to rely on God and rely on your spiritualness.
Yes, our programs are based along the lines of the Boy Scout and Girl Scout programming, but it's with the spiritual component that the Salvation Army provides, being the church. But we do have opportunities for kids to come together, meet one another, interact with one another, develop their communication skills and their interaction skills, social skills, while they're learning about God and learning about Jesus. And then they're also earning badges like you would do in the scouting program, to be able to wear on a sash and say, I've earned my badge to do this.
Oh, okay.
And it's a variety of different activities that they do. And then the Salvation Army includes in that. They have music opportunities for folks to play brass instruments, because we have a rich heritage of brass instruments in the Salvation Army, brass banding socials. And so they have those opportunities as well.
Now, I remember, I think it was the person ahead of you before, you had the kids involved with the band. Is there a band involved with the Salvation Army?
We have my family, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it. My children and I all play instruments, brass instruments, and so we can make up a small band on an emergency need if necessary. My son and my daughter played last year at the Red Kettles at Schnucks several weekends, and were able to play their Christmas music out there and do collections during the kettle time.
And as we wrap things up here, we talked about a lot of places, especially in Florida here too, but DeKalb, I think, is a unique community unto itself, DeKalb County in general, with all the nonprofits that we have, all the help that we have, and including, of course, the Salvation Army.
It is, absolutely. And again, we're not here to duplicate services. We're here to come alongside and work with our partners, because each of us has our own niche that we can fill and provide services within the community. And that's what we strive to do, is to work together.
And brag a little bit about your wife there, and then your partner in this, not a partner in crime, partner in doing positive things.
My partner in ministry. There you go. She's a wonderful lady. We've been married 29 years this year. Just celebrated our 29th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And she's a great part. She comes alongside with the Salvation Army the way ministry is designed, as you work together as a team. My strength is in administration, and her strength is in program. And so she's involved with the young people. She's involved with the women's ministries. She's involved with the families more so. I help out in those areas, but that's her strength and her ability. So she's a great program person.
And tell us about your little people before we let you go.
I have 4 children. I have 2 adult daughters, and I have 2 school-age children, 2 school-age sons right now. One is just about to get his driver's license and
clear the streets.
His birthday next week. So it's good.
And what are the 2 daughters doing? What are they up to?
I have one that's working with the Salvation Army right now. She's getting ready to start a new job with the Salvation Army in St. Charles. And then my other daughter is just coming off of college and kind of recouping and trying to figure out where she's going.
Now, my favorite question when I did radio, and it still is now, is nature versus nurture. Do you think your daughter would have gotten involved with the Salvation Army if you weren't?
I don't know for sure if they would have. My son also has indicated he would like to be involved in the Salvation Army. And so we're looking at that and seeing what those opportunities would be. But yes, if I wasn't, I don't know that she would.
Now, was there a legacy go back to your father, or was somebody influenced you to be?
I have relatives. I'm actually what they call a fifth generation Salvationist.
Oh my gosh.
I have 5 generations of my family that go back to being involved with the Salvation Army, whether it's a minister or whether it's just an attender with the Salvation Army. But my family has been with the Salvation Army all of my life.
Wow. So no pressure on your daughter to keep it going.
Nope, not at all.
Well, Jim, this has been wonderful. Jim Spencer, we've been talking to from the Salvation Army. Let's remind people, Let's Talk Turkey is coming up on Friday, November 21st. Again, we'll be at the Salvation Army 9th and Grove Street in DeKalb. Please stop by. Again, if they want to make a monetary donation before that, they could stop by, right?
You can stop by our office or mail it to our post office box, 442 here in DeKalb.
And we always get that question, how do I make out the check? You make out the check to the Salvation Army, and then the memo, right, Let's Talk Turkey in there.
Correct.
And then the same thing would hold true for Freezing for Food, which is happening on December 4th, 5th, and 6th at the HY-VEE Shopping Center. Again, I want to thank our friends at HY-VEE for providing that location. And we'll also be accepting monetary donations and non-perishable food items as well. Because tell us about, real quickly, what are we looking for? I mean, people always are worried about the kids. We talk about toilet paper and diapers and things that, it doesn't have to weigh, just because we weigh everything, doesn't have to weigh anything. But
no, we take all kinds of stuff like that. That's one of the nice parts about the style of pantry that we have, is we have those things available to offer to families as well, because those items are expensive just like food is.
Right.
And so if we are getting the food donated, that allows us some additional monies available to purchase those things if necessary. But yes, we definitely will take those as donations as well. Toiletry items, household items, clothing.
We even said even dog and cat food, because
Absolutely.
we know that families are struggling. They'll feed their pet first before they take care of themselves.
They do. Oftentimes they will come to us and ask, do you have dog food or do you have cat food? And if we have it, we give it out for sure.
That's great. So don't be reluctant to donate that.
No,
right?
absolutely. We will use it. It will
All
go
right.
out.
Well, again, it's been great talking to you again, Jim. Jim Spencer has been our guest here from the Salvation Army, 9th and Grove Street in DeKalb. Again, don't forget, November 21st, Let's Talk Turkey, and Freezing for Food, December 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's the weekend there at the HY-VEE Shopping Center. Jim, keep up the great work. We look forward to visiting again real soon, my friend.
Thank you much. Have a great day.
And that's TD Ryan Unleashed, Podcast FF, Freezing for Food, and Let's Talk Turkey 2025-1.
TD Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Zyman, your State Farm Insurance agent. Scott can help you save money bundling your home and auto insurance. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Zyman and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. For delivery or pickup, call 815-758-8116 or go to pizzavilla.com. My Insurance Guys in Sycamore, family-owned, local, reliable. My Insurance Guys cover Medicare to auto and everything in between. Call us in Sycamore at 815-899-0950. My Insurance Guy, business, auto, home, life, and health at myinsuranceguy.com. And Elder Care Services of DeKalb County, safe, secure, and supported, helping you stay at home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdekalb.org.
Also brought to you by Blue Silo Orchard. Blue Silo Orchard would like to invite you to their orchard at 19387 Tower Road in Rochelle. You can find us on Facebook at Blue Silo Orchard for up-to-date hours. We now have a variety of apples and pears and along with pumpkins and even some sunflowers left. You can find us on Facebook at bluesiloorchard.com. That's bluesiloorchard.com.